I hope they
today.
stop.
You hope
Don't advertise.
you don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
But
Go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Okay, so Elon Musk and the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, they don't like each other. They've been in this public feud for a few months now. And if you listen to leftist media, you hear them saying, oh, Elon Musk, he's a Jew hater. Elon Musk is saying all this anti-Semitic stuff, and Bob Iger, he's a Jew. Other people in these positions of power are Jews. So they rightfully shun Elon Musk. So what happened a few months ago was Elon Musk, after he acquired Twitter, he started losing major advertisers on Twitter, including Disney. And when Disney left, a lot of smaller companies said, okay, well, we can leave too. Disney left, so we're out of here too. And Bob Iger publicly bashed Elon, talking all types of crap about him. But what this was really about was Elon Musk running a hostile takeover on Twitter. So the left likes to have institutional power all across the board, and Twitter was a major source of institutional power, controlling speech, controlling the way that the American people think. So when you have somebody who has been red pilled, not necessarily a Republican, but red pilled and not brainwashed, not bought into the left wing ideology, they hate that, especially somebody who has as many resources, as much power as Elon Musk does. So Disney, always trying to jump into politics, which is why they're losing so much money right now, jumped into this and tried to make Elon Musk look terrible. But there's been a leaked document from Disney. Somebody sent a policy sheet to Elon Musk and he blasted Disney on Twitter or X. So let's take a look at Disney's inclusion standards. This is when they're doing shows, TV shows, movies, anything on Disney Plus, ABC, stuff like that. So let's look at these policies that Elon Musk called racist. On-screen representation, 50% or more of regular and recurring written characters come from underrepresented group. Actors, 50% or more of regular and recurring actors come from underrepresented groups. Secondary characters, meaningful inclusion of underrepresented groups. So I think you guys get the picture, even when it comes down to creative leadership, bottom line, like it goes all the way up. And you say, oh, what the hell is an underrepresented group? They have some little text down here, but it still doesn't give a clear definition. But it's more of something that they have to put on here to not violate federal law, because it's against the law, it's against the Civil Rights Act to discriminate against somebody based on color, religions, ethnicity, and all of those type of things. So they put this basically a disclaimer at the bottom saying, look, we're going to be racist as hell here. Anytime you hire somebody, half of them have to be underrepresented groups. But remember the disclaimer down here that we're not going to discriminate. So that's basically their way trying to appease the feds and not violate civil rights laws, even though they clearly are. But Elon Musk put them on blast because their hiring practices have been atrocious. They're not hiring the best. They're not doing what's in the best interest of entertaining families. They're not doing what's in the best interest of the bottom line. They're following ESG, woke, diversity, equity, inclusion, or DIE, where these companies go to die, like Disney. They're wondering why nobody is engaging in their products, why ticket sales are down at Disneyland and Disney World, why movies are cratering at the box office. They can't figure it out, and they never put two and two together. Stuff like that, where they try to say we're going to force diversity, equity, inclusion on a populace and not give a damn so much about the actual content, the product. The end product is suffering because of these bad decisions being made. So Disney has been doing terrible for the last few years, but we're going to get into some more details about that in a second. But first, we're going to talk about Nelson Peltz and Elon Musk because it's getting pretty funny. So Nelson Peltz is the largest shareholder. He's this billionaire. He's Disney's largest shareholder. he's been trying to get a board seat, a couple of board seats for him and some allies. He's been trying to get board seats for over a year now because he's saying, look, I'm the largest shareholder, and this board CEO Bob Iger, y'all are running this company into the ground. Walt Disney is rolling over in his grave because of the piss poor management that you guys are running down here. So he's trying to get in, but they won't let him in. He's been shut out. And now he and Elon Musk are getting cozy. Elon Musk is hanging out with the Peltz family. Elon Musk went to Nelson Peltz's daughter, Nicola Peltz. She had a movie premiere. It's an indie film. It's a little small film that the masses don't know about, and obviously the powers that be in Hollywood, they don't care about. But Elon Musk went to this movie premiere. He's hanging out with the Peltz daughter. Nelson Peltz is there. He's basically trolling Disney, and you see him, he's wearing that same bomber jacket where he cussed out Bob Iger. He's wearing that same jacket. So let's take a look at Elon Musk when they said, man, what are you doing here? You over here at the Peltz's indie film premiere? What's going on?
Why the bomber jacket?
Honestly, I just pulled this out of my closet, so.
It looks really, you look like a pilot.
Thanks, so I'm a pilot.
Oh, looking cool. So what brings you to the Lola carpet?
I'm just here with friends, thinking about companies to acquire.
Whoa, like Fab.
Looking for companies to acquire? So Nelson Peltz, he wants a big part of Disney. He wants to take control of Disney. He wants ownership, really. That's why he's trying to get his foot in the door with the board seats. And now Elon Musk is down here talking about, yeah, I'm just looking for some more companies to buy. So will he or won't he? Because we have people on X calling for it. They're saying, look, Walt Disney is rolling over in this grave. This company is being run into the ground. Elon, come in here and get rid of these fools like Bob Iger who are running this company into the ground. So he'll need to raise a lot of money if he wanted to do it. But if he does buy it, it's going to be funny as hell. Even if he starts talking about it directly, because he's just trolling right here. But if he started talking about it directly, the left will completely melt down, and it'll be very entertaining to watch. But all of that leads us to Disney's sales. So we're going to get into this Fox Business article here talking about how they had a very long year, 2023, how they suffered at the box office, how much money they lost. Oh my God, it was insane. These people who are running Disney Studios, they all need to go. Heads need to roll. So they're trying to blame their losses because they put out a crap show called Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, whatever the hell it was called, and then the Marvels. And they lost $500 million on those two movies alone. They spent so much money making these movies. They're paying these actors way too much. The staff is making way too much. They're paying money doing reshoots because they'll do something stupid, then realize that they need to reverse course and then completely shoot the scenes again, which dramatically increases the price. But they're trying to say, oh yeah, it's a superhero slump. People are just tired of superhero movies. But that wasn't the case when the last Spider-Man movie came out. And you can look online how people are craving for something good. People are waiting and hoping that something like Deadpool 3 is good, the Superman reboot is good. So people actually still want superhero movies. They just don't want bad ones. You put out good superhero movies like Captain America 2, Iron Man back in the day, and people were in love with those movies. But these companies like Disney, they got so cocky that they said we can put out dog crap and these people still buy it. And then they started putting out dog crap after dog crap, and people stopped buying it. And they're saying, oh yeah, people just aren't interested in superheroes. So they're talking about all the money that these movies lost. The Marvels, it was all about feminism and woke diversity, equity, inclusion. So they put all of this stuff first. They put their leftist ideologies as the priority in this movie instead of writing a good story. And this movie was trash, and the sales showed. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars on that movie alone. And they keep doing all these trash reboots, just losing all types of money. They did Indiana Jones. They brought in this man talking about, oh, nobody wants to see it. What's the problem? So first of all, they put Helena Shaw in this prominent role. The movie is named after him, but damn, is she the star of the movie? So they're doing that because, again, diversity, equity, inclusion. We got to put a woman first. And then this man is 80 years old. The younger generation doesn't even know this man. His movie was coming out in 1980. And you spent $300 million making this movie, and you're wondering why you're losing money. And obviously, Black Little Mermaid, instead of coming out with an original story, they said, look, we're just going to take Ariel, you know, the one that you guys have known for the last 35 years. Screw everything that you've known. We're going to put this in your face. We're going to turn her black for no reason at all. And if you say anything about it, you're racist. So we're going to call you racist, and then we're going to demand that you come out and buy a ticket. The actress is going to get on social media and call you racist and then still expect you to come buy a ticket. And Hunter mentioned the movie is just absolute trash. People were saying, well, maybe they should just put out original stories. They did. They put out a couple of original stories. They put out Wish. They put out Elemental. But why do we have non-binary characters in these movies? Why are you injecting left-wing ideology in children's films? And then you're wondering, oh, man, we're not making any money. So bottom line is Disney's box office success has been horrific. Then you go to Disney Plus. They've done 2 price hikes in the last year, 2023. They raised the price of Disney Plus twice. And they're going to do it again this year. And they've lost over 1 million subscribers. What they're trying to do is they're trying to go over to India. They said, okay, we put too much left-wing ideology, LGBT, LMNOP, and diversity, equity, inclusion into Disney Plus. So American families, a lot of American families don't want anything to do with it because they can't trust their little children to watch it because they don't know what the hell is going to pop up on the screen. So Disney is going across seas. They're going to places like India saying, okay, well, maybe we can get people over here to subscribe because we don't care about good content. We just want to spew our ideology and hope people continue to spend money with us. And the final thing we're going to talk about with Disney is the Disney lawsuit. Obviously, we got Gina Carano suing Disney when they fired her because things that she posted on Twitter revealed that she wasn't part of the leftist club. So they actually got rid of her and tried to make her look bad, but it's been working out for her. And Elon Musk has been offering to join her in the lawsuit because he loves to go against Disney, just like Ron DeSantis. And that's what we're going to talk about now. Disney lost their lawsuit against Florida and Ron DeSantis. You remember the Don't Say Gay bill, as the media dubbed it, which was really the parental rights in education, where teachers in elementary school, kindergarten through 3rd grade, were prohibited from talking about any type of sex with little children. And Disney said, oh my God, we can't have that. We can't have teachers not being able to talk about sex to little children when their parents aren't around, because we have a lot of LGBT, LMNOP teachers, and they need to come to school dressed like clowns. They need to look like freaks, and they need to spew LGBT, LMNOP ideology to these little children to infiltrate their minds while they're young and impressionable. So Disney fought Ron DeSantis on it. Disney fought the state of Florida on it. And Florida said, you know what, Disney? For the last several decades, we've given you special privileges in Florida. But now we're just going to strip them because we have the legal right to, because the legislature gave it to you. Now we're going to take it away. So Disney sued them and lost. Let's take a look.
Tonight in the fight between Disney and Florida's governor, with a federal judge late today dismissing a lawsuit from Disney against Ron DeSantis. I know you probably remember what this is all about, that so-called Don't Say Gay law. Disney sued after the governor pulled a special tax status for Disney World in Orlando. They called it an act of retaliation after Disney went against that controversial law back in 22. Today, you've got the judge now throwing the whole thing out, saying that Disney's claims fail on the merits. That's legal speak. We'll unpack that in a second. Saying they don't have any standing to sue DeSantis and his co-defendants. Sam Brock is live for us now in Florida, in Miami. So what's the why from the judge here? What does it mean that the judge says that Disney failed to make a case on the merits?
Yeah, I'm glad you put this on to me, Hallie, to unpack all the legal speak. And we will. But let me just set the stage for a second. So this Reedy Creek Improvement District has been in place since 1967. That is essentially the self-governing body that Disney has been able to control, raise its own taxes, provide for certain services like police and any other sort of government things that would go along with people that live in the area, control what happens on the land. Suddenly, after Don't Say Gay and the controversy that ensued, Governor DeSantis said this is no longer going to be the status quo. The legislature changed the law and as a result appointed a different board to control and make those very decisions, no longer Disney. And Disney sued, like you said, because they allege this was done in retaliation and a suppression of free speech. The judge today in federal court dismissed it on 2 grounds, standing and merit. Let's start with standing. DeSantis had appointed this board, the Central Florida Tourism Oversight Board, and we're going to pull up right now the language from that lawsuit. Here's what they said specifically. To the extent the governor contributed to Disney's injury by appointing Central Florida's Tourism Board, that action is in the past. Because Disney seeks injunctive relief, it must allege an imminent future injury, and it has not alleged facts showing that any imminent future appointments will contribute to its harm. On the other end of this, just simply the merit, the judge had to say that you're proving something that is facially constitutional. This is a real law. A plaintiff cannot bring a free speech challenge by claiming that the lawmakers who passed it acted with a constitutionally impermissible purpose. What does that mean? He's saying there's a law here that allows the Florida legislature to amend this district. They did. And you can't just assume they did it out of malice or spite or retaliation. Where is the proof of that? And the judge says that does not exist.
So, good for DeSantis, good for Florida, good for the people of Florida, and funny as hell, laughing at Disney, looking like buffoons. But they need new management, and that brings us back. Is Elon going to buy it? Will he or won't he? Is he going to run a hostile takeover? I want him to do it just for the leftist meltdown alone. Yeah, he can do way better things with the company. It would be funny if we saw one of those My Life at Disney TikToks like that My Life at Twitter employee did, where she was going to adult daycare, talking about it was $100,000 a year job. It would be funny as hell if we saw some clips of that and then Elon ran a hostile takeover and fired all of them. But let me know what you guys think. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.